Hello my friends, I've just come to realize I didn't set up a microphone. You can probably hear the fan blowing in the next room, but it is very hot outside, which means it's very hot inside, which means we're gonna deal with the fan noise, whether or not we're a fan of it. Hello everybody, welcome to me doing whatever the heck I want with my life. This is a brand new beauty sponge. If you're new around here, my name is Kalela and this is post-traumatic victory. And the whole idea is to achieve victory post-trauma. Boop boop. Okay, anyway, today I'd like to speak about the healing power of a conversation and how maybe sweeping things under the rug, while it comforts you to not be able to see it, it may not comfort you when the spring you are pushing down jumps back up in your face with a dusty rug on top of it. What are you growling at? Sadie agrees, you should talk about things. And here's why. So I've been having a hard time over the last few years, just like every citizen of Earth. I realized after a very healing conversation I had, it's like the words you leave unsaid and the fear of those words escaping and being known, the weight of that is so much more to carry than you might realize while you're carrying it. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about it today. I'm going to use the movie Encanto as an example. Generational trauma is just a perfect example of why we need to have conversations. You know how we don't talk about Bruno and how that made everything worse, and how the foundation that you had built your entire family and identity upon started to crumble because of how much we weren't talking about Bruno? Every family has secrets and things that they don't want the next generation to know and be hurt by and whatever. But not talking about it and sweeping it under the rug and hiding it in the walls with the rats is not a way to rectify it. You're putting a band-aid on a bullet wound, and that's not even going to stop the bleeding. What it does is puts out a social cue that, hey, we see this wound, but we don't talk about it. We leave it as is. We know it's bleeding, but we pretend it isn't because we can see the band-aid on it still. If that makes sense. Sorry, I speak exclusively in metaphors. Subscribe. But it's hard to talk about generational trauma and stuff and the things that people try to sweep under the rug, the inclination to do the rug sweeping. It comes from somewhere. It's uncomfortable to speak in truths objectively and be able to receive feedback about ourselves and hold a mirror up and see ourselves clearly and see reality through the lens of reality rather than fear of whatever it is. What are you scared of? We're gonna what's that quote from Wicked? Too long I've been afraid of losing love, I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. What I'm saying is, if you're afraid of having conversations that need to be had because you're afraid of losing everything, please don't click off. Do what you want. It's okay to lose everything. It's okay to have to start over. Oh, but Kalela, you don't understand. That's my family. You can't just disappoint your family. You can't just start a new one. You can't just not have anybody and be fine. I can't just do this by myself. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. You can do it. Yeah, support really helps. It really helps to have a family. But you know what? Let's think of ourselves as plants for a moment. There was something I saw on the internet recently that was if a plant isn't thriving, you don't blame the plant, you blame the environment that it's growing in, and you switch it up. You can change where it is planted. So if you're one type of flower and you've been put in, let's say you're a tree, you're a sapling that has been planted in a little pot, and you have now outgrown that pot, and your roots are oh my god! And so you, maybe someone put you in a spot that was okay for the time. You needed somewhere to survive, but that's not your ideal environment. And so it can be scary because the flower pot on the deck is all you know. That's all you've ever been exposed to, and you know that you can survive there. You know that is, maybe it's not safe, but it's safe, you know? That is the evil you know. And as you're being transported from the deck to the field, it's gonna be so scary. Field, forest, I don't know, wherever your tree ideally wants to grow in this metaphor that isn't even real, just sorry. It'll be kind of unsettling and uncomfortable because you're going to a new environment. You're facing new surroundings and you're going to have to sustain yourself. No one's gonna come with a watering can. But I'm here to tell you that you can do it because it's what you were built for. It's what is naturally your you're gonna find a way and you're gonna make it happen. I can tell you this with such confidence because I did it. I have a family, but it was touch and go there for a minute. I think I'm gonna have to make a whole other... Let's go back. I think I'm gonna have to make a whole other video talking about how to have these healing conversations, because it can be very delicate territory, obviously. Obviously, you're bringing up a sensitive topic that you're scared is gonna lose you the people who mean a lot to you or something, I don't know. It's just important to have these conversations because the longer it stays under the rug, the longer it can fester. But also, don't let that stop you from addressing things that have gone unaddressed for even decades, because it's never too late. It has never festered too much. It just becomes sometimes more uncomfortable to lift the rug and look under it and have the conversation the longer it's been sitting there, because it's just human nature to worry that it has festered, you know? Basically, it's scary to have the conversation, but it's necessary. You can't start to heal until you take off the band-aid you put on 30 years ago and actually begin treatment. Anyway, all of this has been a ridiculous, long-winded way of saying talk to the people you love about the things that are weighing on your mind and the struggles you're facing, because you might only feel alone because nobody knows how to have the conversation. So somebody has to open the conversation, and maybe it'll be really beautiful and lovely and lift a weight off of your back and lift a weight off of your mind, because this has to be a whole separate video. But when things up here are feeling better, things around you will start to look and feel better, and your body might start to feel a little bit better. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We have a Patreon. I say we as if it's anybody other than me. There are things in the works. I had a couple of ideas while I was unemployed and scrambling for something, anything to get my bills paid. I'd like to make that a reality on a bigger scale now, so like I'm looking into stuff and blah 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 blah, but it costs money. So if you would like to support the post-traumatic victory cause, you can support us over on Patreon, or just share the channel with people who you think would enjoy it, or tweet it or threads it, or whatever the heck it is that the kids are doing these days. We'll talk more about the stuff that I want to do in another video. I've got a big list of them, folks. And you know what else I have a big list of? Turtles from the Turtle Club. Thank you so much for making this possible, and I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me so far. And I can't wait to see what we do together moving forward. I am so excited to be back. I am hopelessly busy still, so it might be like a once a month scenario, but you know what? We are, in fact, out here. We're in here because it's too hot out there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others today, and I will see you again eventually, but I will see you. I won't. You'll see me. Okay, bye!